Welcome to another short and sweet class in which we'll be moving together for 30 minutes. So we are going to open the soft tissue in the feet a little. So I would suggest having a ball. So this is like a softball from a kid's baseball set that you get at any pound shop or deals or anything like that. I like how firm this is. So it's firm but soft at the same time, which is a really weird thing to say, but if you could touch it, you would understand what I meant. This one is it's soft and firm at the same time, just like I like them. But it's got spikes which are good to wake up our fascia. And this one has got the spikes for the fascia, but it is very firm. I'm not such a big fan of this one for my feet. I do love it to release the glutes and the shoulders when I use it against the wall. And if you don't have a ball, and you could use a tennis ball, a golf ball, a lacrosse ball, anything like this, you can get industrious and you can use maybe a can or a water bottle. So go get something to use and I'll meet you back on the mat in a moment. Welcome back. Okay, so the ball, I've went for the one that has medium to hard firmness is what I'm going to describe it as. Put your big toe on the ball and just press down for a moment so that we're really opening up that big toe. The big toe is an extension. That might feel really weird and there might be a lot of sensation. Don't go for a pain sensation, but really just play with that, see what you feel. And now press your big toe into the ball. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, really firm. 3, 2, 1, relax. Great. Now keep the big toe on the ball, but we're going to roll from the big toe to the heel and from the heel back to the big toe. Big toe to the heel, heel to the big toe. Big toe to the heel, heel to the big toe. Excellent. Now put the middle of the ball of your foot up towards the toes on the ball. And let's just stretch out the toes. So you're pressing the ball of the foot down. Now press the toes into the ball. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And then roll middle of the foot to the heel. Middle of the foot to the heel. Middle of the foot to the heel, and then come up to the space around your little toes and open the toes. So we're extending the toes. Might feel like a great deal of sensation, like I said. Now press down toes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And then roll. Little toe side of the foot to the heel. Little toe side of the foot to the heel. Little toe side of the foot to the heel. Put the ball underneath the ball of your foot, right in the center of the ball of the foot, and then we're going to go side to side, opening up the bones in the foot, side to side. Then to the very middle of your foot, and again side to side. You can keep your heel down, it really doesn't matter. Then put the ball underneath your heel and just massage around the heel. If you're very tender, if it feels like a sharp shooting pain when you put the ball on your heel, it's a good indication that your calf is very tight, because as the fascia connects into the underside of the foot, there's a trigger point for the calf in the center of the heel. So maybe press down into that point, like an acupressure point. And if it's not sore at all, then that's great. If it is sore, I would say get some work done on your calf. Maybe you'd like to foam roll it. Maybe you'd like to use the ball to roll it, or get a massage from a professional or from a loved one. So over to the left foot, the big toe goes down. So we bring the big toe into an extension. And then press the big toe down into the ball. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're rolling big toe to the heel and back, big toe to the heel and back, big toe to the heel and back. Put the ball underneath your middle toes and then just hold it there for a moment. And then press and squeeze the toes down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax and roll from the toes to the heel and back up, toes to the heel and back up, toes to the heel and back up. Little toe, put it up onto it. So little toe on my last, the toe beside it. I'm pressing down, opening them up. And then I'm going to squeeze them into the ball. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, roll from the little toe to the heel. Roll from the little toe to the heel. Roll from the little toe to the heel. Ball of the foot and then roll side to side. Keep your heel down. Middle of the foot, roll side to side. Underneath your heel and just roll a little side to side or forward and back to massage out the heel. And then press down into the heel. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good stuff. Okay, you can get rid of your ball. So, standing with the feet hip distance apart. So the hip points to the center of the kneecap, down the front of the shin to the center of the foot, lining up with the second toe is important. Hands on your hips. And now feel into the space between your pubic bone and your tailbone. And that area between the pubic bone and the tailbone is going to draw a figure 8 on its side or an infinity symbol. So we're just going to open up the outside of the hips and get a little bit of flow. So we're drawing an infinity. And you feel a massaging sensation on the outside of the buttocks and on the outside of the hip joint. And really move into the sensation. And then we're going to change direction. To stillness. Separate the feet wider than shoulder distance. Feet are still pointing forward. Take the arms up to shoulder height. Press down into invisible support. We want to see our thumbs in our periphery vision when the palms are facing down. Keep the pelvis facing forward. Keep the hips squared. Turn to your right hand side. So we're turning from the waist. The left hip is not following the right hip. And we're opening the arms equal distance out to the side. And then come back to center and then turn to your left. Don't let your right hip follow the arms. And back to center, go to your right. Back to center, go to your left. Back to center. This time we're going to go to the right with 3 pulses. So you're not going to your end range. You're probably only about 80% towards your end range. And then the pulse is like a millimeter. Use an exhale to take you into the pulse. So I'm making an exhale through my mouth so you can hear better. You can exhale through your mouth or through your nose. Left side. Right side. Back to center. Left side. Back to center. One more time to the right. Back to center. One more time to your left. Back to center. Release your arms down. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Move the shoulders forward, down, back and up. Forward, down, back and up. Forward, down, back and up. Down, forward, up and back. Down, forward, up and back. Down, forward, up and back. Excellent. Step your feet back. hip distance. And if you're not already at the front of your mat, let's go to the front of the mat. Ankles directly underneath your hips, hip points in line with the center of the knee, in line with the second toe. The pelvis is in neutral. You can use your pelvic compass with the tips of the index fingers together, tips of the thumbs together, to make sure that your hip points and your pubic bone are level. You can also put that compass on the backs of the posterior pelvic triangle, or you can take your hands to the outsides of the ridge of your pelvis and just make sure that the front and back of the pelvis are level. What I mean by that is we've not tilted too far forward, we have not tilted too far back. We're going to start in this neutral position. Lift and spread your toes wide. Ground down into the base of your big toe, base of your little toe, and center of your heel. We'll call this the 3 points of contact in the feet from here on in. Keep these 3 points of contact in the feet. So toes are lifted and spread wide. Reach your arms out shoulder height. Try not to hug your shoulders up towards your ears. Keep pressing down like there's an invisible resistance underneath your arms. Then turn your palms to face up. Keep the toes lifted. Reach up, take the palms together in prayer. When we reach up, try not to flare the ribs forward. Get the movement in your shoulders. If your arms don't go all the way up to the prayer position, that's absolutely fine. We'll work with it. When your arms come down to shoulder height, rotate your palms to face down. Take your arms back down beside you. The toes are still up, remember. Reach the arms out shoulder height. Palms face up. Reach up towards the ceiling. Maybe the palms will touch. Take the arms back out, the palms are still facing up. Rotate the arms down, take the arms back down beside you. One more like this. Arms come up, rotate the palms to face up, reach all the way up towards the ceiling. Arms come down, palms are still facing up, palms face down, and take the arms back down beside you. Let your toes go back down to the floor. This time we're going to keep the toes down, the ball of the foot down, but we're going to lift the heels. We're going to do the same thing. First, we're going to rise up and down, and then we're going to hold up for the last one. So stay with me for this one. So keep the pelvis in neutral. Raise up onto your tiptoes, reach the arms out to the side. Turn the palms to face up, reach all the way up towards the ceiling. Reach the arms back down, and when you turn the palms to face down, lower your heels to the floor. Up onto the tiptoes, reach the arms out to the side, palms face up, reach up. Maybe the arms will touch, palms will touch. Take the arms back down, shoulder height. When you turn the palms to face down, lower your heels. Up onto the tiptoes, arms out to the side, palms face up, reach up, maybe palms touch. Take the arms back down. When the palms face down, take your heels back down to the floor. Again, we come up onto the tiptoes, arms reach up, palms face up, we reach up, maybe the hands will touch. Try not to flare your ribs. Arms come down. When your palms face down, we take the heels down. This time we're going to stay up on tiptoes. So lift up onto the tiptoes. Reach the arms out shoulder height. Palms face up. Reach all the way up. Stay up on the tiptoes. Arms come down. Palms rotate down. Take the arms down beside you. Stay up on your tiptoes. Stay up on your tiptoes. Stay up on your tiptoes. Hold. Release your right heel down, bend your left knee. And from here, we're going to take a forward bend. Take your hands to your hips. Keep the right heel down, right leg straight, but the knee is not locked. And we're going to hinge at the hip and fold forward over both legs. We're on the ball of the left foot. Take your hands to the floor. Inhale, half lift a little, lift your breastbone. Exhale, round in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, round in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, round in. Inhale, half lift. Strong in the hamstrings, strong in the glutes and the low back. We're going to reach the arms all the way out to the side. Come up, arms up towards the ceiling. Touch the palms together if you can without flaring the ribs. Lift up onto your tiptoes. Stay up on the tiptoes. Arms come down shoulder height. Palms face down. Arms come down beside you. Stay up on your tiptoes. Stay up on your tiptoes. Stay up on your tiptoes. And then we're going to lower down the left heel, bend the right knee. From your hands come to the hips, hinging forward from the hip, taking ourselves into a variation of Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Hands to the floor, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This time we're going to raise all the way up. The hands go up until the palms touch, or maybe the arms are shoulder distance apart. Lift up the left heel. We're standing tall. Arms come down shoulder height, palms facing up. Rotate the palms to face down. This time as the arms come down, we can lower the heels. Well done. So if you were falling, that's okay. If you found that the balance was off, see what it would take to stabilize you. So that is a lot to do with our core connection. It is a lot to do where our mind is. Maybe we're busy-minded, which makes it very hard to stay stable. And maybe it's just a degree of practice. So all of these things are available to you in time. And some days balance is there, some days balance is not. Okay. We're going to move into some standing sequence in a flow. So let's go again. We're going to lift up into the tiptoes as the arms reach out to the side shoulder height. Rotate the palms to face up, reach up. Maybe the palms touch, maybe the arms stop shoulder distance apart. Arms come down shoulder height. Palms face down, we lower the heels to the floor. Keep the right leg where it is. Step the left leg back into a high lunge, reaching the arms up beside the ears. So we step left leg back, ball of the left foot on the floor, right knee stacks above the ankle. Reach the upper arms in line with your ears. Try and keep the ribs down. Keep the pelvis as neutral as possible, which I mean I'm not overarching my low back. Reach your fingers up as if you're trying to create as much length between your armpit and your middle finger as you possibly can, but not shrugging the shoulders up towards the ears. Hold here. Sloping diagonal line just to challenge the stability we've created. So we just hinge forward at the hip, keeping the upper arms in line with the ears, keeping the right knee above the right ankle. Hold for a moment. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully and completely. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully and completely. Inhale. As you exhale, release both hands down to the floor. Keep your left hand on the floor. And then the right hand is going to reach all the way up towards the ceiling, rotating your breastbone to the right. Try not to let your left hip sink down towards the floor. Reach that right arm up. And then take the right arm back down. Stepping back into plank position. We're going to step right foot back. Left foot maybe goes back a little bit more. Feel like the crown of your head and your ears are moving forward towards the top of your mat. Your heels are moving towards the back of your mat. Try not to overarch the low back. Try not to over round the upper or middle back. Hold the position. Back of the neck pressing up towards the ceiling. Buttocks are engaged, pelvic floor is engaged, lower belly is engaged. And then we rise to downward facing dog. You might want to readjust yourself to feel more comfortable in the dog, but make sure it's a working dog. Ears are between your upper arms. Your heels are sinking towards the floor. They may not touch the floor. The thigh bones, the sit bones, they're pressing up and back. Keep space between your shoulders and your ears. Keep space between your biceps and your ears. Press your armpits down towards the floor. Look between your hands, fingertip the mat with your right hand. Right foot is going to step forward lightly until your right ankle's underneath your right knee again. Left foot this time is going to step just a little bit forward. And then we're going to come to a 90-90 position with the back knee hovering above the floor. What I mean by that is left knee goes towards the floor. The right knee is stacked above the right ankle. The left knee is underneath the left hip. Hold this position, upper arms beside your ears. Straighten both legs. And then we're going to pulse the back knee off the floor 3 times. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Straighten. Pulse, 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 straighten. Again, one more time. We're going to pulse, 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 straighten. The front leg is going to bend slightly. The arms are going to come down shoulder height in front. Bend your elbows. Take your right arm underneath your left arm. Maybe the backs of the hands might touch. Maybe they're just moving towards each other. Then palms touch. The front foot is a very strong standing supporting leg, but the knee is softly bent. We're going to wrap the left leg around the right leg, binding the legs, lifting the elbows, sinking the buttocks down a little into your eagle. Hold eagle, Garudasana. From eagle, we're going to go into an eagle variation warrior 1. So the left leg is going to extend back. Try and maintain the balance. Keep the arms in the eagle. If you touch down the back leg, it's absolutely fine. We're extending that leg back. Spine will be parallel to the floor eventually. Hips are level. And then rise up. Both legs side by side. Release your arms down. And just pause for a moment at the top of your mat. You might roll the palms to face forward, broadening the collarbones. Make sure everything's in neutral. Okay, set yourself up again. If you feel like you've moved away from the front of the mat, step back to the front of the mat. Up into the tiptoes as the arms reach out to the side. Stay in the tiptoes, palms face up, reach up. Maybe the hands can touch, maybe they're shoulder distance apart. Arms come back down, palms face down. We lower the heels, we lower the arms. We're going to step back to a high lunge position. This time your left leg is your front leg. So right leg steps back, ball of the right foot on the floor, left knee above left ankle. Reach your upper arms beside your ears. Hold. Sloping diagonal line, leaning forward. The back leg is straight, the front knee is the left knee is above the left ankle. Lengthen as if you want your ears to go between your wrists. Release both hands to the floor. Right hand stays on the mat. Left hand reaches to the ceiling. Keep your hips level but rotate from your waist. Reach up with that left hand. Left hand comes all the way back to the floor. Let's step back and find plank. Keep the length of the spine. Keep the stability of the core. Keep the pelvis in neutral. Downward facing dog. Holding. Look between the hands. Fingertip them out with the left hand. Left foot steps forward. Ankle underneath the knee. Right foot walks in a little. So we're going to go for a 90-90 hover with the back knee hovering above the floor underneath the right hip. So right knee comes towards the floor. We'll hold. Straighten both legs. Reach up. We're going to pulse 3 times off the floor, and we're going to do this for 3 sets. So pulse the back knee down to the floor. 1, 2, 3, and all the way back up. Straighten the legs. Pulse the back knee just above the floor. 1, 2, 3, straighten. Pulse the back knee just above the floor. 1, 2, 3, straighten. Excellent. Front knee will bend a little. Arms reach forward, shoulder height. Bend the elbows. The left arm comes underneath the right arm. Maybe move the backs of the hands towards each other. Maybe palms might touch. Take the weight into the front leg. Keep the knee softly bent. Wrapping your right leg now around your left leg, interlacing the toes in behind the calf if that's available to you. Lift your elbows, move your thumbs away from your face. Sink your buttocks down slightly as if you're about to sit in a high stool. Eagle pose. Eagle variation of warrior 1. Release that back leg. So we're sending the back leg strongly back behind us until it is parallel to the floor. Lengthen through the spine as if you want your breastbone to move forward above your fingertips. Hold. And release your right foot down. Lift back up. Release the arms all the way down beside you. The feet are hip distance apart, side by side and parallel. The palms face forward. Hold for a moment. Reach the arms up beside you. Keep the heels on the floor. Find chair. Sit your buttocks down. We're going to take a rotation in chair. Hands come into the heart center. Take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Keep the knees level. Rotate your breastbone to your right. Hold. Keep sinking the buttocks down. Breastbone back, hands back in front of the breastbone in center. Take that right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Rotate your waist towards your left elbow. Point your left elbow at the ceiling. Take the hands in front of the heart. Then release them down towards the floor. Step back, please, to downward dog. Both knees down, and we're going to turn around and lie down on the back. Ankles underneath your knees, feet hip distance apart. So your hip point in the center of the knee are level. Your legs are side by side and parallel like a number 11. I'm going to get rid of my clip. So we'll be doing a bridge with an overreach. So it's a shoulder bridge, not a back bended bridge. So what I mean by that is the feet will press firmly into the ground. We feel like we're trying to draw the back of the ankle back towards our sit bones before we even lift. And then we'll peel our spine off the floor, vertebrae by vertebrae, and come up so you have a straight line between your knees, your hips, and your shoulders. This strong glute work to hold you there. The center, the hip points feel like they're moving towards each other. The rib cage feels like it's moving towards each other on every exhale. And once you're up, the right hand will reach over to the left hand side of the mat and then come back down, and we'll release back down towards the floor. And then we'll do the other side. So lower back down towards the floor, posterior tilt. Peel your spine vertebrae by vertebrae away from the floor. When your hips are in line with your knees, the left hand is going to reach over to the right hand side of the mat as far as it'll go. Then we take the arm back down and we release back down towards the floor. So we're going to do 4 more of those together. So if you haven't joined in, please join me. Flatten the low back to the floor. Peel the spine off the floor. Find your shoulder bridge. The glutes are strong. The hip points moving towards each other. The rib cage moving in on the exhale. Right arm to the left hand side of the mat. Reach. Take the arm back down and slowly release the spine down vertebrae by vertebrae. Like a well-oiled bicycle chain. Flatten the low back to the floor. Begin to peel the spine off the floor vertebrae by vertebrae. Hold the position. Glutes are strong. We're reaching the left arm over to the right hand side of the mat. Don't move your head. And then take your left arm back down and come all the way back down towards the earth. We've got 3 more. Peeling the spine off the floor, finding the shoulder bridge, stabilize it. Right arm reaches over to the left as far as it'll go. And then come back down, slowly vertebrae by vertebrae. And then left side, so we peel the spine off the floor. Reach out from your left armpit to your left middle finger, reach for the right hand side of your mat. And then release, vertebrae by vertebrae back down. We have 2 more. So low back flattens to the floor. Peel your spine off. Right arm reaches over to the left as far as it can and comes all the way back down, and the spine releases. And then left side, peel your spine off the floor. Stabilize. Left arm reaches and come back down. 1 more other side. Last time doing left. And once you've taken your buttocks back down towards the floor after your last one, we'll finish with happy baby and a twist. So take your knees in towards your armpits. First variation, happy baby. The knees are just sinking down. We feel length in the hamstrings, the shoulders and the collarbones relax down. Second variation, happy baby, we take the hands on the arms on the insides of the legs, fingers wrap around the little toe sides of the feet, and we might stay there. We don't want to lift our bum off the floor, we don't want to lift our head off the floor. Spine is long. Final variation of happy baby, soles of the feet are going to say hello to the ceiling, and we relax our shoulders down. Keep your buttocks on the floor, keep the tailbone on the floor. And release, but hands go back to the knees, heels come down if you've lifted them. Bring your knees close together. Gentle twist first to the left. So reach the arms out shoulder height or make rugby goalposts. So the elbows are in line with the shoulders and the wrists are in line with the elbows, but there's a right angle at your elbow. Squeeze your knees together. Look towards your right elbow and bring your knees down to your left hand side. If they don't go the whole way, maybe using a block or a bolster underneath them. I like to take my left hand to my right knee and go a little deeper, relaxing into it. This is passive. Gazing back towards the ceiling, let's lift back up, knees up. Back into my rugby goalpost. Knees are squeezing together. My knees come down to my right. If I need support underneath them, I can take it. Right hand on left knee, looking over to my left. Gazing back towards the ceiling, bring the knees back up, lower the feet to the floor. And you might like to spend a few moments with the feet slightly wider than hip distance and the knees together. This will really relax your low back. You might like to go into full Shavasana, or you might like to take a seated meditation pose. I suggest that you stay in your relaxation for as long as is available to you. You can use one of the relaxation videos that I've uploaded to the page. I will see you on the mat again, and thank you for joining me for this short and sweet practice. Shia Kon.